Yes, good morning my dear students. Today we are going to discuss about the 6th standard science, a new chapter that is the components of food. So today before going to start the lesson, just we will recall what we have learned in the first lesson. So that is the food, where does it come from? From that lesson we have came to know what are the food varieties and what are the ingredients present in that food varieties. And also we have learned that is food, from where we are getting, that is we are getting from the plants and also we are getting from the animals. Yeah, we are eating the plant products also and we are also eating the animal product also. Next we have learned here animals we have classified depending upon the food habitat, like the herbivores, means the organisms which eat only plant and the plant product, we are calling as the herbivores. Next, the organisms which eat the flesh, so those we are calling as the carnivores. Next, the organisms which eat both plant and the flesh, we are calling as the omnivores. So this all we have learned in the first chapter, that is the food, where does it come from. Yes. Now suppose if you went over to a hotel, if you ask, if you order a meal, so what does your meal contain? Your meal contain the chapati, curry, rice, sambar, pickle, etc. So suppose if you are traveling in a bus, then you buy any food item. So that food item also it is having the different varieties of the ingredients. So here there is activity which shows the common meals present in different regions in India. Now here from this activity we have learned that is there are different varieties of the food item we are eating. Suppose if your mother prepared same kind of food item, so then you are arguing with your mother, so we need different varieties of the food item. So why we need different varieties of the food item? Yes, of course we need different kind of the food varieties because they are having the different nutrients, they are providing us different nutrients. And here each dish is usually made up of the one or more ingredients which we are getting from the plant and animal products. Then what they are made up of? These ingredients contain the some of the components, that components which are essential for our body. So these components we are calling as the nutrients. Nutrients is nothing but these are the substance. Yes, the substance which our body is needed. So the substances we are calling as the nutrients. Here these ingredients contain the some of the components that our body need. So these components we are calling as the nutrients. Here nutrients is nothing but the substances in which our body needed. Our body is the substance which our body needs. Those substances we are calling as the nutrients. These are very essential to our body. Here then what are the components of food? What they are made up of? The components of food are the carbohydrates, proteins, lipids or fats, vitamins and minerals. Including these, our body also need the raphages, or also we are calling as the dietary fibers. With that, water is also essential to our body. So these are the major nutrients. So that is very essential to our body. Next, do all food items what we are eating, that all food items, does they are having all the nutrients? Now let us do a simple methods to test for the food item whether they are having the all the components of the food. Whether they are made up of all the components of the food, we will do by doing a simple method. Now to perform this activity, to test the presence of the components in our food item, here we need some of the materials. So which are the materials we need? So we need a test tube, dropper, solutions of the iodine, copper sulfate and caustic soda. Here before going to perform the test for the carbohydrates, so now we will do some of the activities, that is before these are To test these nutrients, we need materials. So the materials are test tubes, dropper, solutions like iodine, copper sulfate and sodium hydroxide. Also we are calling as the caustic soda. Try these tests on the cooked food, or also we can do by using the raw food items or raw materials. And regard your observations, we can make the solutions. See, as I said before only, we need here the solution of the iodine, copper sulfate solution and the caustic soda. So before going to start the test for the carbohydrates, we will prepare a solution. Now we can make the solutions as follows. First we will make the dilute solution of the iodine solution. How can you prepare the dilute iodine solution? Here dilute is nothing but, for that solution we are adding the water. By adding the water, if we make the solution, that is we are calling as the dilute solution. Here how can we prepare the dilute iodine solution? Here dilute iodine solution can be prepared by adding the few drops of the tincture iodine. We can add the few drops of tincture iodine to a test tube which is half filled with the water. Here dilute iodine solution can be prepared by adding the few drops of the tincture iodine solution to a test tube which is half filled with the water. Next solution is copper sulfate. Copper sulfate solution. Here the molecular formula of copper sulfate is CuSO4. So the molecular formula, chemical symbol you will learn in the higher classes. Here just you have to know about the copper sulfate solution. That is, it is one of the compound, copper sulfate compound. So that is the molecular formula is CuSO4. Then how you are making the copper sulfate solution? Here copper sulfate solution can be made by adding the 2 gram of the copper sulfate solution in a 100 ml of water. Add 2 gram of the copper sulfate solution in a 100 ml of water. Then we are getting the copper sulfate solution. Next one is caustic soda. Caustic soda we are also calling as the sodium hydroxide. Caustic soda we are also calling as the sodium hydroxide. Here how we are preparing the caustic soda solution? We have to add 100 gram of the caustic soda to the 100 ml of the water. Caustic soda solution can be prepared by adding the 10 gram of the caustic soda to the 100 ml of water. 100 ml of water. Then we are getting a solution of caustic soda. So to test the presence of the nutrients, we need, these are all materials. That is, we need test tubes, we need dropper, we need iodine solution, copper sulfate solution and caustic soda solution. Here this iodine solution, copper sulfate solution and caustic soda we can prepare as we have done here. Yes, now let us begin the test for the carbohydrates. There are many carbohydrates found in our food. So the main carbohydrate found in our food are the starch and the sugars. Now let us perform an activity to test the presence of the starch. Here to test the presence of the starch in our food item, we need some of the materials, ingredients. So which are those? Here we have to take small quantity of food item or raw material. Next we need 2 or 3 drops of the iodine solution. Next, what is your observation? We can came to know. So now here take a small quantity of the food item or raw material in a test tube. Then you have to add 2 or 3 drops of the iodine solution to the food material. Later you have to observe is there any changes in the color. So if there is any change in the color, that it will show the presence of the starch. Yes, of course, there is a change in the color of the food item. The food item, it will be turns into a blue-black color. So if it turns into blue-black color, it will be indicating the food item, it is containing the starch. We know that food item contains different components like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Let us test different food items for the presence of starch, which is a form of carbohydrates. Here we have taken a potato sample and dilute iodine solution. Test the food item with few drops of iodine solution on food sample and observe. We can see that the part of food with iodine solution turns to a blue-black color. A blue-black color indicates the presence of starch. Similarly, test the presence of starch on different food samples. Here I had taken milk. Observe the change in color. Milk do not turn blue-black color, hence it does not contain starch. Next I had taken cooked rice. Rice turns into a blue-black color, indicate the presence of starch. Next I had taken boiled egg. Boiled egg turns to a blue-black color, hence it does not. Yes, from this experiment we came to know about the presence of the starch in a food item. The blue-black color present in our food, the blue-black color appearance, it will shows our food item containing the starch. Now let us perform another activity, that is the test for the proteins. To test for the proteins, we need some quantity of the food items. So the food items, if it is solid, we have to make it as a paste or powder. The powdered food item, we have to take it in a clean test tube. For that test tube, we have to add the 2 drops of the copper sulfate solution and 10 drops of the caustic soda solution to that test tube. After adding, again we have to shake the solution. After, let it for few minutes. Then, if you observe the color of the solution, it will be turns into violet color. So if it is turns into violet color, then the food item, it is containing the protein nutrient. Now we will do this test for the proteins by the experimental way. We know that food item contains different components like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Let us test different food items for the presence of proteins. Here we have taken groundnut powder, water, copper sulfate solution and caustic soda. Take a groundnut powder in a test tube, add some water to make it paste. Now add few drops of copper sulfate and shake it well. Add few drops of caustic soda and observe the color of the solution. We can see that the food sample solution color changes to violet. Violet color indicates the presence of proteins. Similarly, test the presence of proteins on different food samples. Here we have taken some food samples like milk, raw potato and cooked powder. Look at this. experiment we came to know that to test the presence of protein, the color of the food item, if it turns into violet color, then it will shows the presence of the proteins in your food item. So now you can repeat this activity for the other food item given in the activity 2, given in the table 2.2. Here there are different varieties of the food items, that is starch, proteins and the fats. So that all they are having the raw potato, milk, groundnut, etc. So here raw potato, it is having the presence of the starch, and the milk, it is having the presence of the protein. So the color of, if it is having the starch, is nothing but the color of the raw potato, it will be turns into a blue black color, it will shows the presence of the starch. The milk color, it will be turns into a violet color, then it will shows the presence of the proteins. Yes, in this experiment practically we have done the how we are testing the presence of protein in a food item. If the food item turns into violet color, then it is having the food item, it is having the proteins. Now we will move on to the test for the other nutrient, that is the test for the fats. Here to test for the fats, we need some of the food items and we need one piece of a paper. Here take a small quantity of food item, wrap it in a piece of paper and crush it. Take care that paper should not be tear. Now straighten the paper, observe it carefully. Does the paper have any oily patches? Does the paper have any oily patches? Hold the paper against the sunlight. Are you able to see the patches on the paper? Now the paper, on the paper, if the oily patches appears, then it will shows the presence of the fats in a food item. So sometimes the food, if the food containing the water, then after rubbing we have to keep the paper for some time for drying. After in that paper, if you observe any oily patches, then it will, if the oily patches on the paper shows the presence of a fat in our food item. We know that the food item contains different components like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Let us test different food items for the presence of fats. Here we have a sample of dried coconut. Crush it by wrapping with a paper. Now open the paper and observe. You can see that there is an oily patch. Sometimes it may just be water. So try it for some time and observe. fats and some do not. Here sometimes the food item they having the some quantity of the water. To check this, we have after rubbing the paper, we have to keep the paper for sometimes for drying. After sometimes, if you observe if any oily patches, if you are not getting on the paper, then it will show that your food item not having any fats. So up to here we have learnt there are different tests for the nutrients. We have practically done the presence of the starch, proteins and fats. So from this all tests we came to know that does your food having all the types of the nutrients or your food item having the only one variety of the nutrients. So with including these nutrients, our food item also having the other vitamins and minerals. Those are also essential to our body. Yes, now we will do practically how we are testing the presence of fats in our food item. So here there is a practical observation regarding how we are testing the presence of the fats. Yes, we have came to know that the oily patches appear on the paper. It will shows the presence of the fat in our food item. Now, yes, from this video we have learned regarding the how we can test practically the presence of the fats in our food item. The oily patches appear on the paper shows the presence of the fats in our food item. Up to here we have learnt. That practically we have done the test for the starch, proteins and fats. So from this observation we came to know that here does our food item contain only these three nutrients, or the food item it may be having the other nutrients. So which are those? Including these nutrients, that is including carbohydrates, proteins and fats, our food item also having the other nutrients, that is the vitamins and minerals. So all these nutrients present in our food. Thank you.